So it's that kind of a season again, and I know I've done a couple of these, but we're just going to go over a real quick little summary. Seed germination. Everybody has their way of doing it. This is my way. It gives me over a 90% germination rate, and I normally start seeing sprouting within 24 hours on most seeds. Pepper seeds, some of the harder ones, if you don't get the soak right, can take 3 to 4 days. If you've not seen any sprouting within about 5 days, then you soak them too long and may have killed the seed kernel. So for this, we're going to be using 1 part H2O2, common hydrogen peroxide, 2 parts H2O, common or distilled water. Mix these together. You get too much. What happens is the hydrogen peroxide cleans and sanitizes the seed, and at the same time acts as a enzyme or acidic component, and scars, or what they call it softens the seed. Then the water, of course, is simply to get the solution to a point to where you're not burning the seed up. Then we're going to put our seeds in to the solution to soak. This comes the issue, and I can only give you a general description. If I am doing thick, if I'm doing thick husk seeds like okra, corn, hemp, anything that has well, no, we'll avoid the hemp for the moment. Bird peppers, pink one, seeds. These take longer to soak. Normally my okra and corn, I will let soak for about 12 hours minimum. And what I want to start seeing is those seeds dropping to the bottom, meaning that the peroxide is not activating like you see here, all the bubbles. It's not activating around and lifting them up. So it's cleaned it, and they're dropping down below as they rehydrate. This is a fresh tomato. You'll notice everything is wet. It's still got some of the flesh, and the seeds are going to drop immediately. And what I do with those is those will sit for about 6 hours, and about every 2 to 3 hours I'll go stir it vigorously. This will get all of this stuff from around the seeds, so we do not have fungal growth. But tomato seeds, no more than 12 hours, even if they're dry. They'll normally start sinking to the bottom by that time, and you know that they're hydrated and ready to go. Then I lay them out on a piece of, whether you want a cloth, paper towel, whatever, cover it, put them into the dark. These are hemp seeds. They soaked for about 12 hours, maybe a little bit longer. And this is within 24 hours of me taking them out of that solution. 24 hours. These are thick-shelled sunflower seeds. These, I already started getting the little white sprouts within 24 hours, and this is after 48 hours. The system does work. And there you see some of the other stuff, and how I have all of them setting and soaking. And that's about it. This is the pequin seeds. I just buy them just like this. Same thing that you buy from these grocery stores for like $5 or $7 for a package of 10, which is ridiculous. It's the same bloody seeds, just maybe different colors. Oh, they're wild and they're nature and so on. These are already in mass production. You can get them, okay? These are the seeds. These are the peppers from that old mother jalapeno plant. I'm going to cut these. The seeds go into here. I'm going to use my hydrogen peroxide and water. 1/4 peroxide, 3/4 water. And let them soak. Since these are fresh, I'm only going to need to let them soak for about maybe 5 hours. Because all I'm wanting to do with these, they're fresh, they can absorb the moisture and so on. It's not like they're dried. But I want to make sure that, because these have set all winter, you see how they're starting to look. I want to make sure that I've cleaned them. This is already soaked, again, with a 1/4 to 3/4 mixture that will clean the soil and keep any other stuff from growing in there. Okay. And let's get started. So today, this is my sugar cane. I've trimmed off all the other stuff. You'll notice here, I've had a few crayfish die during the water change. Sometimes it happens. It wasn't a water shock or anything, just for some reason they just couldn't handle it. But they just go right back into here. They go into the worm bed, whatever. I'm in the process at this point of doing transplants. So, what I wanted to show you was in relevance to seed germination. These plants are only 3 weeks old. 3 to 4 weeks old. This is a variety of sunflowers. I soak them, bring them up. These are some wild seeds that my wife collected. So, she wanted me to grow them, so the same, boom. Hemp plants, the same, boom. Those she bought, that's not my concern. But the thing is, as I was talking about the pequin, or the bird peppers, look at that. They're only supposed to have a germination rate of about 1 in 10. Everybody complains that they're really hard to get to germinate. But I get about a 75% sprout rate on those. This was just dried popcorn out of a, you buy the bags of popcorn or whatever. This is a purple popcorn. And I just, again, soak them. And once I saw that the soaking was, that they were reaching that point in the soak, boom. That's the rest of the hemp that's going to go into the field. Again, more wild flowers. Here, there's my okra. These are some little stray peppers that I put in here. These are really hard to grow. I call them star. Zersvi something or another. They look like big starburst. And they got little flowers that come off and there's a big round ball. They're really hard to grow. But I've managed, I put about 25 seeds in there. And I've got about 3, I'm seeing at least 3 sprouting. So that's about a 25% rate. Most people say you cannot grow them. That's some additional peppers and stuff. In there, you already see, boom. Those are my, I pulled the seeds out and then just put them back in, mixed them once I did the soak. Mix them just into the topsoil. And this is, that's my small tomato bucket. It's a hybrid that I've been working on that the plant will get no bigger than this. It's sort of like a little bush. And it'll grow little cherry tomatoes. Nice sized little mouth poppers. And, but they don't trail out. They don't grow up. They stay right there in that little bush form. And I was growing some cherry tomatoes and got another species that I then crossed the two of them. And this is about year 3. And last year I got it down to what I like. And this will be my final test year to see if I've got the genetics right on it. And that's about it. Let's see, my melon plant's coming up. Pear melon. It really doesn't produce a lot, but it looks nice out in the yard in the summer. I got to trim all the stuff that died during the winter. And that's what's left over from the sugar cane. All of that goes into a mulcher. All of this stuff, that was one mother plant last year. We cleaned it out last spring. And this is what it's done over a year. I've got to clean it out again. Again, these are all wild seeds that I just let them reconstitute in this bucket. And this is a 5-year-old jalapeno plant. As you see, it is it's already trying to come back up right here, right down there. I'll trim this off and reconstitute it. This is its mate. They normally live about 3 to 5 years, and then you need to replace them. A couple of more dead crayfish in there. But this one, I think it's reached, this one's about 6 years old. That's the mother of that one. So I think this one's going to go this year. And then I've taken the seeds from the older one, and they're already soaking and prepared to start germinating. And this is how I just cycle stuff. I always leave enough to use seeds to reconstitute the next year. And I'm not buying a lot of seeds like when I originally got started, because everything now is self-perpetuating, and that a hydrogen to water peroxide soak really increases my germination rates. So I hope that that's been helpful.